to the morning mind dump. It's season 2, let's fill our cup. Love, mind, fall nuts, let's declutter. Ground ourselves and make.
Welcome to Season 2 of Morning Mind Dump with Trie. Start your day with relatable stories, inspiring chats, and empowering conversations. Tune in on all major platforms. Please like, share, and subscribe to join in the community. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's spark a mindset shift together. Your morning inspiration starts here. Hi, this is Trie from Morning Mind Dump, and I have a little disclaimer for you today. I'm not in my usual positive mindset, but I think it's important to share the tough moments that I'm going through right now because it's real life, right? So here's a bit of where I'm at. Lately, I've been exhausted, and while part of me knows it's linked to managing my hypothyroidism naturally, some days it feels heavier. Days like these test my patience, my strength, and ability to handle stress. And that's what I want to talk about today. How we show up in work, relationships, and for ourselves when life feels overwhelming. I have a habit of holding myself to really high standards, and I think a lot of you might be able to relate to that. Whether it's at work or in a relationship, I tend to go above and beyond, but then comes the feedback like, I didn't ask you to do that. Phrases like that hurt, right? It's a tough pill to swallow when you feel like you're giving it your all and it's not appreciated the way you had hoped. But here's the thing. I've been learning that this stress isn't always about the other people. It's really about me, my triggers, and how I respond. Triggers, by the way, aren't inherently bad. They're just reminders of past experiences. They help us to pause and reflect, and even if they don't feel great in the moment, it teaches us a lesson. Now, when I feel my stress rising, those adrenals kick in to hyper overdrive. And when I say that, it's like running into a brick wall sometimes, depending on the stress level. And I have to stop and ask myself, what is really happening here? Why am I feeling this way? And I have to try to shift my energy. It's not always easy, especially as someone who's navigating life solo after my divorce, but it's a practice that I have to do all the time, which makes me feel exhausted. Here's a wild realization I've had recently. We often attract traits in others that mirror what's in us. For example, I've encountered passive-aggressive behavior in other people, and it hit me that maybe I might be passive-aggressive too. It's definitely a trigger for me, and it's not easy to admit, right? I mean, just the word passive-aggressive, all of that sounds so negative, right? And it is, because it's not a good way to react towards somebody. Because being passive aggressive, you're basically avoiding conflict, but not in a good way. Instead of brushing it off as just who I am, a lot of people do that, like, oh, well, that's just how I am. I choose to work on it because I don't like how it feels when it's done to me. So why would I do it to somebody else? Growing up, my mom taught me a lot about survival and manipulation, doing things to get what you want. But I learned to reject all that. Instead, I tried to lead with genuine kindness, and the kind that is transitional. It's not always easy, especially when you feel like others aren't coming from the same place, but I believe kindness without expectation is a game changer. And it's hard because we're taught you should have high expectations of other people too, and they shouldn't, go over your boundaries, and that's true. But here's the takeaway: in any relationship, whether it's work, friendships, family, they all lead or should lead with kindness. Be able to speak your truth even when it's uncomfortable. And triggers are just opportunities to grow. So let's stop aiming for perfection, and aim more for connection. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is really weighing heavy on me today. Have you ever noticed triggers or mirroring in your own life? And how do you navigate through tough conversations? Are you passive aggressive? Instead of talking to somebody when you invite them over and you don't want them to stay, do you make up excuses or something just to get them to go? Why can't we just be honest with people and say, you know what, I'm really tired and I don't want company anymore? Or, you've stayed here too long. I really think that you should find another place to live, instead of unplugging heat, electricity, or something. Don't do that. Especially with somebody who's non confrontational. It's like you're not going to get an argument. So just speak your truth, right? Please share with me. I need some wisdom. I struggle with this all the time. I feel like I come across people all the time that I try to do my best. I try to do what is expected of me. I ask them what's expected of me. I don't always get it because they don't know. And I get that. And so sometimes I give them time to figure it out what they expect of me. And then I still don't get it. It's like I get why there are people who feel like they're better off just alone, because you don't have to tiptoe around anybody but yourself. But it's like I don't want to be like that either, Why? That's not what our society is about. It's about coexisting together and helping each other and learning from each other, not isolating ourselves from other people. Anyway, thanks for listening to my raw and rambling thoughts today. Remember, you're not alone in all this journey. None of us are alone. Even if you feel alone, you're really not alone because there's somebody else probably feeling the same way you are feeling right now. And this is why I felt the need to do this post. I've been struggling. I haven't posted in a week because I've been struggling with these negative low vibrational thoughts, and I don't like when I'm like this. And the reason why I'm on here is to show people that, just because you're positive most of the time doesn't mean that you're not going to feel negative. I'm never going to be sad. I don't live in these emotions for long. A week is too long, and this is why I need to dump it and change my mindset and get over it. But also, it's just about figuring it out. You can be your own therapist. Probably your best own therapist is journaling, writing your thoughts down, doing a podcast, or even just recording yourself just for yourself, so you can listen back to yourself and go, oh wow, I actually have a couple of those. Before I even had a thought to do a podcast, I did some recordings a few years ago on my phone with voice recorder, and they're raw thoughts and feelings that I had when I was taking care of my mom. And I recently was going through my phone and I heard some of them. I was heartbroken for myself because I heard my pain. Maybe that's another reason why I'm really deep in my emotions. It's tough to hear, but it was good for me to hear because it reminded me that right now, the feelings I'm feeling now weren't anything like I was feeling back then, and I survived. So it's a good reminder for me how much I've improved myself and how I handle certain situations, and a reminder that I need to be proud of myself. So there you have it. Trie signing off. Much love and hugs.
Dump your brain, make room for more positive vibes, that's what we're here for. So grab your coffee, hit subscribe. Let's clear the clutter and feel alive.
Tuning in to Morning Mind Dump with Trie. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to share it with somebody who might need it, and join the conversation in the comments. Let's keep building a community where every voice matters. Until next time, keep those good vibes flowing and your mindset growing. See you soon.
Share the love, spread the cheer with morning mind dump. here.